परिस्थिति जीने मातरे जिह्वा तक असत्य न बोले वरदन नव झली हाथ रे परिस्थिति जीने मातरे जिह्वा तक असत्य न बोले वरदन नव झली हाथ रे वैष्णव
My elder brother was always into music and he started playing the guitar. He had a band called Sledgehammer and used to accompany him to band rehearsals. Got fascinated, started playing drums post ICSE and I was gifted my first drum set. Music to me is emotion. You have the ability in India itself to write plays that have been appreciated abroad everywhere in the world. So why not write something which is an original, you know? And for that, we sort of took up this challenge in a way. We attempted something. The ability to sing, dance and act at the same time, you know, and do it day in and day out, day in and day out. We had two ways to go about it, either to keep the storyline simple or add a little twist to it. Both my strong point and my weak point is that on the last day also, if something is working for the better of the play, I will change it. And that's exactly what happens. So there is this scene of the Dandi March that happens where Gandhi is sort of going into the audience and, you know, and that scene was put in, I think, a day or two when the musical was supposed to go up. We cancelled one whole scene and put that in, you know, changed it around. And there's this little pose that they give at the end, and that is one of the highlights of the play. So fortunately that worked for us. So there is no process, okay, especially when you have things going on simultaneously. So obviously because of budget constraints, okay, and NCPA has been very gracious to us. They've given us a chance to perform. People don't know that for 2 years it was only a basic outline of the story and I mean with a little scripting and 2 songs that were prepared. It was actually in the last 3 months when we got a go-ahead, or 4 months when we got a go-ahead, that songs started, like, you know, that we started working on songs. Otherwise there was no taker for this, so we used to sell the whole project on 2 songs. The Gautam song is a very, very Broadway style. It's a jazz number, so to show that whole circus feel, you know, that's how this song was placed. It's the mood of the situation where Gandhi is himself, but everyone around him transforms into this over-the-top. He's in a circus and people are playing around with him, you know, and he's put in this witness box where he's turned around and twirled around. So that's his thought process there, you know. So each song had its own madness to it, if I may say. For example, even the Black Act, in the Black Act, we represent the British as a system, as this overseeing head. We gave it more an industrial dubstep feel. Again, this doesn't go with Gandhi, a conventional Gandhi, but it's a mood we thought of creating, you know, and hence we went that way. So we've not kept it conventional.
Your identity belongs to the system. You belong to the system.
Vaishnav Janto, it's a bhajan. So we've tried to create moods and we tried to not keep it a conventional sort of approach to it. Everyone, we learned in this process. So the very fact that songs were created, we tried them out. If they didn't work, we went back to the studio, we changed them around, we changed lyrics, we added bars, subtracted bars, was a learning curve, you know. So everyone was involved because till the last day. Everyone had to be involved till the last day. It's not like because it's their delivery that matters also, their thought that matters also, So for the dancers also, if the choreographer wants an extra bar here, it has to be arranged with the vocal trainer also. So it was a sort of a synergy, a team effort, that we made mistakes, we tried out stuff, and we attempted to overcome them, So that's been our experience. It's not like musicals haven't happened in India, nor am I saying that this was the first original musical. Somewhere down the line, original musicals haven't really seen the light of day, or seen a run, and so the attempt is to sort of inculcate this culture, and hopefully Gandhi would help in doing that a little. The creative process was that that never did want any song to be like the earlier one. Gandhi's life has been so episodic, with people coming and going, or for that matter, him traveling so much. So that allowed us a space of using different genres and different moods. The creative process was to keep it different, yet have a link, because it can't be that disjointed. And that is where the background score comes into play, So keeping that in mind and keeping the diversity in mind was the main thing. Would give them a mood, would give them a reference, and that's how they came up with music, and they would bounce it off. If we didn't like it, we would change it. For that matter, lots of songs had their first drafts, and if you hear the first draft and the last draft, they're like wide apart. As cliche as I sound, if for that matter we didn't have such a good team in Gandhi, and by good I don't mean a very talented cast, which they are. By team I mean a blend of experience and youngsters coming together, having no egos as such, and it's been a family. So that's what I mean by teamwork, and that's one thing you need, especially for a musical where there are different departments. It's an NCPA production, and and City Point is executing it. We've done all the managing aspect of it. We've used the NCPA studios to record the vocals and everything, but at the same time we haven't gone and splurged that money. Job as an actor is to reason with the director. It's not like just to blindly follow a director, and the job of the director is to listen to the actor, but finally the call is the director's, and then you have blind faith in the director after you discuss.
Welcome, visitor. Gandhi, with you we stand. Welcome, dear, welcome, welcome, dear, welcome, dear, welcome, visitor.
Music Cafe, if you ask me, is a wonderful initiative started by Jai Hind, which will allow people to interact more than anything, which will allow, for example, musicians to take notes from each other or learn from each other's strengths and weaknesses, and that is how it should go about it, So that's great.
Welcome, sweet freedom. Freedom, sweet freedom. Welcome, sweet freedom. Freedom, sweet freedom. Welcome, sweet freedom. Freedom, sweet freedom.